Hi, everyone. Guess who it is? No. You can sit down. No. Oh, wait, you said Bob Doyle first? Is that what you said first? Because if that's what you said, then you're correct, because this is, of course, the Bob Doyle Show. You're just going to have to believe me that it says Bob behind her. She'll fade off into the distance shortly, and that'll be all the proof we need that this is, in fact, the Bob Doyle Show. And any minute now, you're going to hear singers come in singing It's the Bob Doyle Show. This is going to happen like moments from now. Are you ready? Listen right now. Right. So now that we have all the proof we need, let me welcome you again to the Bob Doyle Show on this a Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific, as we do each and every Wednesday, and will as long as we possibly can. We are upping our live streaming efforts, if you will. The Bob Doyle Show, as you see it before you right now, will keep occurring at 8 a.m. on Wednesday mornings. But we're also doing a lot more live streams in between, versions of Under a Tree, and just spontaneously going live, because we've got this crazy situation going on out in the world. And, I've been looking at, well, how do I want to, what's my role in contributing value during this time, right? And obviously I've got my work with Law of Attraction, and I'm working on ways as like, how could I contribute? Can I do live Q&As from time to time? Does anyone even want that? That kind of stuff. But also, I just think that, I want to give people a place to come and play and relax and have fun and learn about some things and so on. I don't see anyone commenting here. Now, don't tell me that you're not watching, because you are. So I just need you to say, good morning, Bob, because look, it's pretty desolate up here. I mean, the chat is ready to display messages. It says right here. It's ready. It's waiting. It's like, hi, I'm the chat. And I'm like, hi, chat, what are you doing? Oh, I'm ready for somebody to type up. There we go. Lisbeth did it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for Lisbeth. First comment of the day. By the way, we've moved our studios to this beautiful outdoor location so we can get some fresh air, and we're secluded and just sort of away. Good morning, Amy. See, now the gang's all here. It just took a few minutes. For people to see that notification and go, oh, wait, Bob, again? He's live? Well, let me ramble on over to my device. Well, actually, you'd be holding your device if you got that notification, unless you just had this intuitive hit, which could happen. Anyway, so, our efforts here, me, Tracey, whether it's just me, whether it's just Tracey, whether it's us together, whether we're under a tree, whether we're in a tree, I don't know, behind a tree, whether trees aren't even involved. We just want this to be a place where you can come and hang. And we are along those lines, as I announced yesterday on some of the live streams, which I will refer to in just a moment. We are taking our Luscious Living lifestyle brand, and we've created a group for it, which we would love all of you to become a part of, where we'll be talking about during this time. I mean, it's not what Luscious Living is about, but we're taking this time now to take what Luscious Living is about and hopefully help people to enjoy, to the extent that they can, this change that we are going through, that is being forced upon us, right? Like, we have to reset and find new ways to do just about a lot of things, right? Hi, Christine. Undarafakitri, my friend. Undarafakitri. I cannot believe it took me so long to say it. Undarafakitri. Thank you, Christine. You are the bomb diddly doo for remembering that and coming in with it first. I meant to open with it, but I got all confused. That's right. What else would you be doing on a Wednesday morning besides watching the Bob Doyle Show? But I don't know what I was saying. But anyway, we got lots of different things that we want to be doing, lots of live, and we're really, Luscious Living. So we've started this group, and we really, really love to create some sort of a community of people who want to be in that group and want to support each other. And who knows what we'll provide in there. Like I was saying, maybe I'll do some live coaching. It's really just, what do people need that Tracey and I can provide? That's really what it's about. And some of it will be, there's a lot to talk about, folks. But we're going to do a live broadcast from there and share it out and introduce kind of everything. But we'd love for you to be there. I don't have a link in the description at this time, because Facebook and those folks, they don't like those. They don't like links. They're like, let's keep it in-house. Huh? Mr. What is it? Doyle, is it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So once we've had this conversation, we'll go back and we'll provide links to all these various things. I do want to say up front, and I will check the current statistics, a thank you to all of you who watched and then shared about yesterday's live broadcast. I did two yesterday. One was where we, Undarafa Kitri, my friend, did each other, among other things. And I talked a little bit more about what Tracey and I are going to be doing. And of course, Tracey will be joining me momentarily. Maybe I should just let her in here because she looks like she's sitting very uncomfortably on the floor. Popping pills. God, it's just a pathetic mess over here. All right, we'll just let her come in here whenever she likes. But yesterday I did a broadcast for those of you, it's specifically aimed at people who are facing job loss right now, and how Fiverr could be at least the beginning of some sort of a solution for you to create some revenue streams for yourself. And so I did that yesterday, and it has been shared generously by many of you, and it watched. Let's see, we got where was it? Yeah, how many views? 696 views on the one stream, just on my timeline, and about somewhere around there in the Bob Doyle Show stream too. YouTube's not that trafficked in general, but anyway, I just realized. Good morning, Jacqueline. I just really appreciate that, because I think that there are a lot of people who could benefit from at least, and if not Fiverr, other outlets similar. Just to know that online is an answer, no matter what your starting point. And I'm not going to lie to you, no matter what you do to solve this problem online, there's going to be a learning curve. You need to be willing to invest time, money, energy into whatever you're going to do next. You can't look for an easy fix right now, but you also can't ignore that there are options. So if you are facing all kinds of financial woes right now, please don't waste time worrying about it when you could be at least exploring Fiverr and other similar options to get your skill set online and to start. Again, I'm not making any promises, but it's something, right? It's something. All right. Amy says she's having technical issues on her end, but she doesn't know about other people. Is that for me? Okay, hold on. We have to do this in proper order. We've got the ring for coffee bell, and then we just wait.
And it just magically appears.
Like birds every time you are near. And you know what? This is life every day. This is literally, we talk to each other like that.
All day long.
Offline.
All day, every day.
That's right.
It's true.
Because it's luscious. You should all be doing that with each other.
Right.
It's the secret. It's the secret to longevity in a relationship is you have to just absolutely Google over each other every single day. This is a free tip. I wasn't going to talk about this today.
No.
This is more of a luscious living thing.
Not that we have an agenda, but...
Say Undarafa Kitri.
Undarafa Kitri.
Well, she put some rolly accents in there that aren't really part of the dialect, but at least she's giving it the college try, ladies. Undarafa Kitri. It's getting easy.
Undarafa Kitri.
She puts a T in Rafta, as others do.
Undarafa
Kitri.
Undarafa Kitri. Yeah, that.
Yeah, with a big smile, my friend. It's even more effective if you say
Undarafa
Kitri, my friend. That's right. Yeah, that's right. She joined us at the end of the Fiverr broadcast yesterday. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, I invite you to go look at it, just for options and maybe to jar some thinking. And really that sort of outside the box thinking is what is what we want to be doing,
right,
and
absolutely.
with the Luscious Living group and in the community that we build there and everything we do live, and including this.
Right.
And for those people who, Tracey and I realize that she and I have both been doing business online for a really long time. Me,
yes.
Basically exclusively, right? So there's no job for me to get fired from. I do have to face the economy and the changes in how people are spending money. So it's not like it's without its challenges.
Right.
But it is an outlet. And so those people who are really panicking, let me just say that it can be overwhelming to learn this world, but there are people out there with great courses, great ways to systematically bring you through getting you onto the online world. And I think it's pretty much just unavoidable regardless. It's just that. And the other thing that we brought up this morning that I was curious about, and I'd really love to hear from anybody who's watching this either now, live, or later in the future through comments or whatever,
Right.
is the whole bartering system.
Right.
There's whole organizations of bartering. I was part of one a million years ago, but
I was part of two when
Yeah.
I was in Chicago. At the time, I was at the Illinois Trade Association, which I think is now IMS, the International Monetary Systems, but and then Art of Barter. But they're everywhere. I mean, like I was saying earlier, I've got a friend of mine, Eric Briggs, who has a barter company, and it's an option.
yeah, it just seems to me that this would be
Really?
their time.
Yeah.
Like when people are looking at, well, I don't have money to get the basic goods and services I need. What can I provide?
Right.
What value can I provide inside a bartering system that, so that I don't have to spend money, but I can still get the things that I need? And it would just seem to me like I can't believe I'm not seeing them all over the place. I just did a search, and the one that I'm looking at now, they have a mention about don't come into the office, but to me, it would seem like they're going,
Right.
our time is here. Tell people about this. Because, it's not that you don't want to earn money, because you need that too. But like Fiverr is another way you could
absolutely
exchange
true.
value, but so is this, and get local things through bartering. I just can't, like, I've seen no one say it. I'm not saying that I'm the first one to think of it, but I'm just saying it has not shown up on my timeline, and it just occurred to me today
Right.
about that.
I mean, other ways too, is Facebook Marketplace or, and any of the online Craigslist kind of things that, you have stuff in your garage, maybe somebody else could use it. Maybe somebody else is looking for it and needs it. So, it's just being creative right now is really where we're all at.
And there's so many different mindsets going on out there, and Tracy and I ride the wave of them throughout the day, depending on who we're talking to.
That is so true.
Right,
Oh my God,
like,
the
for
world
example,
is ending. The
Jeanette-
sky is falling. And
Jeanette, whose name I am pointing to right here,
Jeanette.
and Tracy and I had a meeting with a group of lovely people yesterday, and
Incredible
afterward
humans.
we felt so light, so lifted, so hopeful because of the things that we're talking about doing later with Luscious Living and all of it, just lots of things, and really helping people. Like, it was a really very empowering conversation.
Very. Sharing is caring.
And feeling that, and then, later in the day we talked to somebody else, and it's like, So we really have to mind that, and that's
Yeah.
why for me, going live always puts me in a great space, because it just means I'm going to be
Right.
silly, or something will come through, or whatever. So this is a way for me to not think about stuff, contribute value when I can,
Absolutely.
and brainstorm with people and create this community.
Yeah, it's co-creation. I mean, right now it's really about how can we collaborate with one another and support each other, and that's really where we're at. And it's really been beautiful. I actually posted something some friends, Cheryl and Rich, shared with me. A priest had written, I'm not really a religious person, but it is not religious. It is really beautiful about how everybody's coming together, and it's lovely.
Yeah, and I think there's a certain population who is defaulting to everybody's going to be against each
Well,
other.
that's the lines at the gun store and the martial law thought, and it all possibilities exist in the universe. What are you going to focus on?
Yeah, and that's really it. I mean, all the doomsayers, it's like, I mentioned this yesterday briefly, but it's like, yeah, okay, that could happen, but so could all this other stuff. And the evidence that I'm seeing, like the Nextdoor app is normally such a freaking venomous, it's petty. I'm sorry. It's just
Mostly.
like people it's like Facebook, it's concentrated in your
Somebody parked
neighborhood.
a nice spot, whatever.
But right now I'm seeing
Yeah.
people step up. I will help the elderly buy groceries. I've got this service that I provide. I will give you a discount. And guys, people need to make money during this time.
Absolutely,
Do
which is why
not
we're talking
disparage
about this.
people for charging for their services. They have to make a living, right? And if these are services that you need, you should be grateful that they're offering them. And many people are offering discounts. Now, if you know someone's gouging you, walk away, find someone else. But I'm seeing people who are saying, look, I normally charge 150, I'll do it for 75. Freaking take it if you need it, right? Like, this is where we're at. Or see if they'll barter or whatever. The point is that what I'm seeing, the spirit that I'm seeing, and what certainly the news needs to be shining light on, is where people are stepping up. Because people are following what's on the freaking news. Their emotional wave is being followed by what they're reading. So instead, let's just flood. It's not that the other stuff is not happening, but let's just put people in the mindset of possibility of how can we help each other instead of hide from each other or hurt each other or whatever it is. I mean, we need to show examples so that we can inspire one another. And, hopefully that will be the shift, that we'll see more of that than concentrating on where things are challenging because of whatever reason.
Yeah.
But if we're going to shift the whole consciousness, right, we have to be sending other messages.
The world's taking a 30-day break at a minimum. So there's a reason, right? We need to slow down to speed up, and we need to take this time to really go inside. And this is what we're all doing, is going inside. Well, while you're going inside, go inside.
Well, I really got revved up there. Sorry, my body's still tingling from, I didn't, this isn't that kind of show.
No, we're usually totally goofy. Well, we are always goofy, but
Yeah.
Okay, there. We'll balance it all out with that.
That's better.
So anyway, be watching for me and Tracey to appear here, but also the Luscious Living Lifestyle. We will post the group and page link later.
Correct.
And then
everything we talk about, we'll go through and make sure we post in the final cut.
Well, Jeanette, this isn't under a tree, so you don't miss the fake tree. You'll see it. You'll see that in Undarafa Key
Tree.
Undarafa Key Tree, my friend.
Yes.
And I'm not going to explain that. There's only one place to understand Undarafa Key Tree, and it's worth it because, you're going to be hearing it.
It's a new lexicon.
But you have to watch yesterday's broadcast that was before the Fiverr one. Just scroll down my timeline, ladies and gentlemen, whether it's the Bob Doyle Show, whether it's my timeline. Just go down to I'm under a fake tree. It says there, right there.
Hint. Anyway, so, wait, Jeffrey Miller says, yes, let's Bob do the shift, do a movie.
There's already been a movie called The Shift.
Oh, is there really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, we
Sonia Riccati did something called The Shift, and I wrote the music, I'd already written the music. She asked could she use it for the theme. And so I did write a little bit more, finished it out, made it a thing, sent it, used it. That's right. I'm a composer.
And you're in a new upcoming film, although we don't know when it's going to be released now because it was intentionally, I think the premiere was in April, so that's not happening. So we haven't talked to Doug, but
Don't know.
No, but there's
he could do an
new
online
movie
launch.
coming out. It's called How Thoughts Become Things.
Yeah, he could secret it. He could secret it and do a whole online release. I'm not telling you how to do your business, Doug. It's totally up to you, man.
But it's something to check out, and we'll definitely, once we have further information on that, we'll share it as well.
We'll update you as details warrant.
Right.
Also in the news this week, Tracey gave me this thing for my glasses.
Because he's got like 6 pair of glasses laying around the house and can never find them. Yeah. Any of them.
And I posted this picture in 3 glorious dimensions on my timeline this week. And I will say that it's taken some getting used to because my normal default thing is this. That's like what I'm used to.
Which would be fine, but they never, that's not a...
And it looks goofy as all hell. But you know what else looks goofy? These hanging around your neck. And really looks goofy.
It's really only intended to be for the house, like walking around the house.
Yeah,
not to
like I
be
can't
shot
wear
on
them on.
Camera,
That's right.
This is
I did that. I've already. This headphone thing is already horrifying. Marie. I've known Marie forever. Back from the Body Changers days. Hi, Ben. Welcome back to the broadcast.
Oh, my Nancy.
She's having her own little watch party.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of amazing people that have joined us here, and it's
you just can't like some of Jeffrey Miller. He's watching on yours and not the original. I've known him way longer than you.
Okay, I don't know what to tell you about that.
There's not much to say. I think it's obvious who wins. We just have to keep doing watch parties.
Yes, no. But Nancy's one of my children that I was talking about. I was talking about Poco Loco Besties this morning.
Okay, no one knows what you're talking about.
I know, but that's okay.
But that's okay. I'm not telling them about Undarafa Kitri either until they have to go research it.
So whatever. Anyway, so.
Well, that's our show. Like, no.
No, you guys, but there's a lot going on. Yeah.
I want that on film looping. There's a lot going on. Yep. There's a lot going on. Yep. There's a lot going on. Yep. There's a lot. That could entertain me for an hour.
And I'm sure
probably.
it will. I guarantee.
And then I'm going to run it through the bed. I'm going to put a low end on it, run it through the bed.
Oh, this is so fun.
Speaking of the bed
Yes.
and fun, so which Marie votes for.
I vote fun. If it's not fun, why do it?
If it isn't fun, you'd better run. I'm Bob Doyle.
And I'm Tracey Samlow.
She's so good.
He does that in the kitchen sometimes. It's just like randomly. And we just go into it. I don't know
Anywhere.
why.
It makes no difference, but it delights me
funny.
every time
That's
she
so adorable.
says, and I'm Tracey Samlow.
Yes. Oh, good vibrations. So your voice sends good vibrations.
Oh, okay. So yesterday, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Hold on. What's the button? What's the button? What's the button?
I don't know what's the best.
Is it this? No, this. No, this. No, this. No, this. There it is.
Oh, look at you.
Yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, on the, I think it was the Fiverr broadcast. Yes, because we were going through the categories of things people do on Fiverr to make money. And one of them, well, Terry, our friend Terry, who I don't know where
Yes.
you are this morning, Terry,
Right,
will come
Terry.
after you, reminded Tracy and I that we should do ASMR recordings, which are, it's kind of hard to explain. I'm going to put a link.
don't get
Actually, if you, bobdoyleshow.com/ASMR,
Yep.
if you want to post that, I linked that to a YouTube video that explains what this is. But basically, it's a condition that some people have where they respond with tingles in their head, neck, and shoulders at certain sounds or sights.
Right.
And it's like a lot of, like that, clicking, rough
Opening.
cloth rubbing together, things like this.
Right, exactly.
So, and as we've looked into it, there is no question that it's just God gave us the ability to do this naturally. It's just how, like, the voices that we have been given.
Luscious.
Right, and she's got all the high-end stuff.
Yeah.
So we're looking at what's out there and going, well, there's an opportunity for both of us to do it together. There's a lot of role
much
play.
fun.
There's a lot of role play and that kind of stuff going on in this. It is a whole subculture on the internet. And so if you'll go to that link, the guy does a great job of summing it up in 6.5 minutes. But it's fascinating. And so, yesterday I kept getting the initials wrong because I didn't know what ASMR stood for, but it stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. And it just basically means that the meridians in your body respond automatically to a
Whatever
stimulus.
sensory,
They have
yeah.
a response. So, it just depends on who you are. Some people react to different things, but the video that I'm pointing you to has sort of a test in it so that you can see if you are triggered by any of those sounds. I wouldn't call it the definitive test, but it's definitely give you a good idea of what that is. So ASMR, we're going to come up with luscious ASMR, and it's going to be part of our brand, and OMGSR. I can't wait.
So if you have a script that you would like us to read,
Yes,
send it
Tracy.
on in.
Yes, and right now we'll do it for you for free.
Yes.
As a prototype.
Yes, because we need demos because we're just.
Let me
coming
give
up
you an
with this
example
idea
of what
last
they do.
24
They'll do
hours.
something like, and the girls are generally, it's way more women doing it than men. And it really gets accused of being a sexual thing a lot, but they all vehemently deny that it is sexual. But watch them.
Okay.
And you will see that
I
she's
actually
perfect for it.
haven't-
She's perfect for it.
I
got to figure out how I'm going to get my face in there without scaring everybody away. Because that's not what they come here for. But the point is, there's a lot of this role play stuff like they're a doctor, welcome, I'm going to be taking care of you today. Just sit back and relax. Right, that kind of stuff. Stereo, ear to ear, that kind of thing. And so there's all kinds of things that a couple could be talking about, and things they could be doing, a fire crackling in the background. So anyway, we don't know anything about what we're talking about. But I do think that
I have
we
no
have.
idea.
I think we do have the basic skills and equipment, etc., to try it for fun.
Yep.
Because there are people literally on Fiverr who are paying for people to do this for them. Just
Yes.
send them a recording of, right? And I've been.
I'm happy to do this. I'm so excited to do this because it sounds fun.
Yeah, it's
fun,
luscious.
right? It's fun. Let's do it. I don't get it per se, but it's fun. So, that's good.
All right. So now we all know
Yeah, Grandma Dobes.
autonomous sensory meridian response. Say it with me. Autonomous sensory meridian response. One more time. Autonomous sensory meridian response. We got it.
ASMR.
ASMR, baby. ASMR.
It sounds, I don't know.
What's it sound?
It sounds
Tell everybody how it sounds.
sensual.
What other words with S in it?
No.
please?
I'm going to have to get past this to do that.
Yeah, I figure there'll be a lot of giggling at first.
There's going to be a lot of giggling at first.
But if you don't do that kind of giggling, if you do more of a
No.
tee hee hee,
Tee-hee-hee, yeah, it'll be okay.
they might like it. All right. Anyway, so now you know you can send your ASMR request to at lusciousliving.com. Don't do that right now because number one, Luscious Living isn't it. Bob, stop
We're
talking.
working on all this stuff. This is all we're creating as we go.
That's right, and you could be a part of it somehow.
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
Share your ideas.
Yeah,
Tell us,
join the community. Let's get
Yes.
creative and be.
And support one another. I mean, that's another thing. It's like there's
Yeah.
so much we can do.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it looks like, but the whole idea of the community is to make it big enough where there's skill sets, etc., in there that we can really support each other.
Yeah.
Knowledge, information, service. Again,
Totally.
it's not about you have to go in there and give everything away. You can barter, you can sell your services, making them available, understanding, maybe cut a deal. That would be a
Whatever.
nice thing, But again, I'm not begrudging anybody who is trying to continue to make a living right now and offering their services for sale, whether that's internet marketing. But a lot of people are getting, they're like, oh, you're being an opportunist. It's like, okay, fine, don't learn this. But this is how they make a living,
Right.
right? And so to just say, well, we'll just cut off our way of making a living so that you can learn this stuff doesn't make any sense. It doesn't work.
Right.
So, it's like if you find some deals, that's a wonderful thing. So, hey, Francesca, look, she loves you.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
it's
love
her.
her
That's
too.
right. I forget you guys know each other.
Indeed.
All right. So, last week, Tracy's mom was here,
She was.
which was a lovely visit.
It was so great.
It was delightful.
I was so happy.
And of course, we knew that
Mommy hugs.
we knew, and I don't want to. We knew we were going to put her on the bed when she got here because we put everybody on the bed. And I'm talking about. Let me back up. I'm talking about the sound lounge, the vibroacoustic therapy mat that runs sound frequencies through your body when you lay on it and plug audio into it. Right. So I like it, and I talk about it a lot because of the fun. I don't want to say too much right now because I'm going to repeat it in something you're going to watch in just a second. Point is this: we put Tracy's mom on the mat just to see what she would think. And I'm always a little bit nervous with people. It's like they may not.
They may not like it, right? I mean, we've got a couple.
Depending on like their demographic, let's just say. I just didn't know what to expect. Right. But to say that she enjoyed it is a freaking understatement.
Yeah.
Because she got off that thing and just couldn't stop talking about how.
And then every day there was like, oh, and.
She was a freaking walking testimonial.
Yeah. So we got a freaking
testimonial. Although she was technically sitting.
Yeah, that's good.
But the reason that we want to share this is because, like right now where she is, she does not have this at this time, right? No. She visited it. She knows, oh my God, it took her out of pain.
To Michigan yesterday.
And it's like she realizes that this is something that could
arthritis all out
help her. And yeah, we'll let her tell.
Oh yeah, I got you.
And then Tracy also had a pretty amazing experience with it. That was kind of a first kind of thing, just a new level of experience. So this is one of those times where, we're telling you about this bed again, even though right now, it's not.
We're not putting demos on. I mean,
this isn't like marketing mode per se, because we were obviously ramping up. We want to share this bed.
Totally.
I love it.
But here's the thing. It's a healing tool. It can help boost your immune system. And there's a whole bunch of reasons that people should get on it, but obviously we can't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, but the company does have a trial. So if you were to, buy it, they have a payment plan. I mean, like there's ways to get this in your house for the next 30 days, sit on it, lay on it, play on it for flipping 30 days. And look, oh my God.
Yeah. And this, we're literally.
I was on it for what, 5?
Literally, right now, we are specifically kind of talking at people who have pain issues. Like, I've been talking to everybody, and this is a fun ride. Yeah. You know what? Let's just get into it. So this is about 10 minutes, and I'd love for you to watch it. It's very inspiring to watch because Carol, Tracey's mom, was like truly moved by this thing. Like it really like had a deep impact, and we could see it. And the fact that she kept, I mean, it was more than just cute that she just kept going on about it. You could just tell like it Yeah. All right, so let's watch it, and we'll see you in a few. Hey, it's Bob Doyle here, along with
Tracey Samla
and
Carol Spotholz,
who happens to be there. You go.
Nah.
So, as we record this, the world is being weird right now, and
It's a good way of putting it.
things are shutting down like crazy because of the coronavirus. So, and we've been talking a lot recently about luscious living lifestyle and the cool new toys like the Sound Lounge bed and the Paseo glasses, which, obviously we're not going to be putting people on beds and putting glasses on people for a while, for obvious reasons. But that doesn't mean that I've lost any enthusiasm for these devices. And even though right now, given things the way they are, I have no idea how people are going to choose to spend their money, invest, and there's all sorts of things to take into consideration. But I also don't want to rule out having an opportunity to share something that might actually help people in this time, if it's either within your means or attainable or whatever, if you just want to know about it for the future. And so the Sound Lounge, which is the vibroacoustic bed that we've been sharing that runs music and sound frequencies through, I have been really positioning a lot about how cool it is and how fun it is and how it's just, for me it's like a ride that feels great, right? So that's kind of been my angle when we talk about it. But it was actually created for healing.
That's the whole purpose.
Using the vibroacoustic or frequency therapy, all that vibroacoustic therapy.
Sound therapy, sound healing, essentially.
We'll figure out 50 other ways to say it before the end of this paragraph, but I think you know what I'm saying. Well, anyway, we had a great opportunity with Carol visiting to kind of. It really wasn't even like. We just put everybody on the bed.
Right.
So, because it's like, I wasn't really 100% aware of what her specific problems or issues might have been. I just want to put her on the bed. So I'm going to let her talk about her experience with the bed and kind of what she, just the whole thing and why it had the impact. Because when she got off the bed, Tracey, and then just so you know, then I want Tracey also had a really amazing therapeutic session, and not just therapeutic, it was just a cool experience with the bed.
Several, actually.
That sort of go beyond me just going, ooh, ride a roller coaster, right? So I wanted them to be able to talk about it because it's, it can really have a serious, really very positive impact for people who may be dealing with either one of these things. So I just wanted to kind of have a serious conversation about, what the bed will do. So why don't you just tell us about the experience with the bed, the first one you had?
Well, I had no idea what I was going to experience. And laying flat on a bed, I can't do because I am in such pain. Because I have arthritis throughout my body, and my left knee needs to be replaced and hurts bad too. So I was on, maybe 5-10 minutes, and I wasn't feeling any pain laying flat. And that in itself is a miracle. And then by the time I got off, I could stand and walk. And honestly, I wasn't in pain. And that lasted for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Which was, to me, it was a miracle because I haven't been pain-free for that length of time. And so I told them that they shouldn't be called the Sound Lounge. It should be called the Miracle Sound Lounge because it really does make a difference. And I think if more people that are in pain had this, they wouldn't be in pain. They wouldn't be taking medicines like crazy to cure the pain.
Yeah.
And what an enjoyable way to do it.
And then also, you've also slept on this, right?
Yes.
Like we have set her up so that she could actually sleep all night
Right.
and the vibration. So what was it like sleeping on it? Was it problematic? Was it weird? Was it nice?
No, I slept fine.
Because I think we turned it down a little bit,
It was,
right? We
yeah,
turned the
it wasn't
vibration down, so it wasn't such a rush.
It was just kind of a mellow type, you know, which put me right to sleep, and I slept fine. And I did not get up. I always get up during the night and have a hard time walking. I did not get up during the night. I
Yeah.
slept through,
Right.
and that in itself is a miracle,
So let
especially for
me,
my age.
yeah, I just want to reiterate because, you know, it's like I was familiar with stories like this from, just, you know, from
We didn't have
anecdotal
any-
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't have any personal experience with having seen the impact so close. And
Right.
she has said, it's been many times this year reminds us that it should be called the Miracle
Miracle
Sound
Sound
Lounge.
Lounge.
Yes.
And it's
Definitely.
truly one of these things where we totally get, like, this had a huge impact.
Right.
A huge impact that, you know, that we wouldn't, because we're not in that situation, so we're not having that. Well, I'm not.
Right.
Tracy was having some pain issues too. But basically, so over the past few days, you have been, you know, just you lay down from just time to time and just relax on it and just alleviates pain and all
Yes,
those things.
it's wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's you. Even if you feel good, getting on there and you put earphones on and you're just
Yeah.
so nice.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you are hurting and you just relax into it and you get up feeling so much better, how can you do anything? You can't do anything better than that.
Yeah.
You
Right.
can't create that any other way. you
Yeah,
know?
and it
It's-
didn't take medication.
Medication.
to
Right.
get
There was
that.
no.
There was no
right.
medication.
Not
There
adding
was no.
chemicals to your body. You're
No,
just. It's
no.
all.
and
So
no
I get like
frequency.
it really does feel like a miracle to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then was it the next day or the day after or whatever?
So I've been battling migraines, severe, like multiple times a week, increasing in severity and frequency, and just trying to determine root cause and all that. But in the meantime, dealing with sometimes a whole day of being out, like
Yeah.
the headaches being so bad, like I cannot function
Yeah.
and not okay. And I woke up one morning, I can't remember, recently, a couple days ago.
A few days ago.
And I said, you know, I got up and I went straight to the sound lounge and I laid on it for an hour. And the frequency that I had, it was, I think it was a
Is that the 714?
yeah.
It's just some YouTube video that we found from, there's
But
a,
it's tuning into all the different megahertz for the different, like, you know, our bodies are frequencies, right? So it's like if you can find what, you know, frequency it tunes into whatever the pain is or the this or the that. Anyway, so I found something that worked. I mean, within an hour, I got up and my headache was gone and it didn't come back. And it was a miracle. I mean,
So-
it was like, it was so, because I mean, I have been to a neurologist, I've had an MRI, I've had all this crud stuff done, all these tests. And, you know, there's been no like root cause kind of thing. And it's like, okay, well, but what do I do? So they've like, I've got prescriptions up the yin yang, and I just, and I don't want to take any chemicals. I don't like doing that. I like being all natural. But I have resorted to whatever the pharmacy will give me to try to mitigate, you know, the headaches, the pain,
yeah.
and being
You
able to
got-
function.
She has to. I mean,
Right, I have to
was
function.
her, like, she's not kidding when she'll lose a whole day. I think the last bad one you had, it was like till 5 o'clock in the afternoon before
Yep.
you were actually even able to do much of anything.
Yeah.
And so, but within an hour, she squashed this one. And you know, we can't guarantee that would happen every single time.
No, but I haven't had one since, so I don't know, because I didn't try, you know, I haven't tried it since, because,
Yeah.
yeah,
So this is all good.
so I don't know.
But yeah, so I just wanted them to be able to, because they were both very passionate about how they felt afterward, because the pain and the discomfort was so extreme and obviously chronic, you know, and to feel a different level of relief, whether it's faster or it lasts longer or you didn't have to take medicine or whatever, from something that you can have in your home. Because it is an investment. I mean, no one, and especially now, it feels weird to talk about it, but at the same time, it's like, but why would I not? Because of this, because of
Part
her.
of fighting all the craziness that's going on is keeping our immune systems,
Yep.
you know, functioning at a high level,
us
keeping our
functioning.
vibrations up at a high level, you know, just being in tune with health and wellness. And this does that, right? The other thing I wanted to mention is that, so I've also since that headache experience, it was just like, oh my God, this is so like mind blowing to me. I was actually doing sessions where I was in more of a meditative state, right? And the creativity that came through, I had such vision and some breakthroughs with the business and some ideas of things that I put through, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to write this down. Where's my phone? Where's my, I need paper.
And again, all of this is just
this is personal
anecdotal.
experiences. This is just we're sharing what the heck's happening.
Right. Because they are in alignment with what the research is that the bed will do. And now we're just sharing that, hey, we've got some real live, personal evidence. I mean, these are their stories that, so now it's not just like what we've heard about it. Now I'm seeing it. And I'm sure we'll see much more of that as we get more people on the bed again. But having something like this where you can, it's just part of self-care. That's all. It's just part of self-care. And if you can't get out, and I don't know, it's just a way to shake energy around and help people who.
It's actually also very true because it's really amazing with recovery on, working out or so if you're home, we're working out at home, right? So all of those things are shifting.
Who knows? But recovery will be important. Good sleep will be important. Relaxation, stress management. I mean, huge right now to be able to, because it is. I mean, you get on that thing and it's hard to be stressed.
It is.
It is because your body is being taken over with these vibrations. You're listening to this music and you're just somewhere else.
It just feels so.
And you can stay on as long as you want. It doesn't run out in 10 minutes.
Yeah. For what you might pay to go get a massage, would cover the cost.
Less than a payment. That's like less than a payment.
One session. Yes, the monthly payment for this is like less than one session for a 60 or 90 minute massage.
All right. Well, if you ever have any questions, you can. I'm sure there's wherever this is, there's some way to let us know.
Okay. That felt really infomercially there at the end because we're going, hey, wait a minute, that's the same as a payment for we got to the massage conversation. You didn't hear it.
Oh,
the
no.
massage
I'm like,
conversation,
what are you talking
and we were talking about
about
how much a massage costs compared to the payments for the sound lounge, and we're doing this whole, oh my God, that's the same. It was so like infomercial, but guys, I promise you that was a legit.
Yeah, that was a
realization. That was not a.
It was like, oh.
But
well,
watching it was kind of funny to me at the end there.
Okay,
but anyway,
I couldn't hear it, so.
But she remembers it. She lived it.
I lived
it. So, and Amy says she's got that same kind of headache from time to time. Would love to try it.
Get my family one.
We'd love to get one up there.
Yep, that's happening.
But anyway, we just wanted to throw that into the mix because we love you all very, very much.
Right, and as we're talking about health and healing and all the things that we can do, that's one of them.
So how come no one said, hey, you guys switched places? I was hoping that was like the first thing going to be out of their mouth was like,
wait,
hey,
they swapped.
It does kind of make more sense, doesn't it?
Well, I like my hair better this side.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, obviously, it's like night and freaking day. I wish we could go back and redo all the shows word for word.
Well, we could, but that might take us a ridiculous amount
of time. What a fun project that would be.
Yeah, that would
just
be.
So we could switch at places.
Right. Like the Halloween one.
Monumental waste of time. What did we do on Halloween?
I don't know. It just popped in my head. It's one of the ones you didn't care for so much. So I thought that would be a good one to redo.
Oh, that's the one I apologized for profusely. Yes. Well, no more apologies because I'm going to be doing too many live streams to be apologizing for bad ones.
Amen.
But how many bad ones?
Anyway.
How many bad ones do I have? 1, 2, more than I thought. I just checked the research. We have the research. It's all here. We get it every day. It's research about the Bob Doyle Show, and it's like good or bad. It's basically 2 columns.
Right.
Good, bad, and there's a number.
Yeah. And you can vote.
Yeah. Right. On each one by going to bobdoyleshow.com, which will take you to the Bob Doyle Show playlist. Watch every single episode and freaking rate it. Or thumbs up it, or do whatever you...
Yes, and if you have not, please do...
Yes!
Subscribe!
And click the bell.
And click the bell.
Wait, come on. There we go.
Do they click the bell? Is that a thing? Like, can they do that?
They click the bell. Oh, well, Facebook can't. Sorry, Facebook. No bells for you to click.
Oh, well,
If I had a bell for you
still,
right now to click...
Yes.
Well, Tracy's holding... Here's another
I'm
one.
holding it. Oh, we got
Here,
to...
you can click
This
either
is-
one.
but-
Here you go. Here's what you
Wait,
do.
where's my coffee,
Just
dude?
tap on the...
You have a coffee girl. Where's
Would
my
you
coffee
like to
bean?
carry the show for a few minutes? I'll get you some coffee.
No, there's one right there. I was just going to say you could hand it
That's
to me.
mine.
No,
No,
that's
that's
mine.
yours. But there's nothing in here. We need
Yeah,
more
well,
coffee.
okay.
Oh
Well,
my God.
it's okay.
do?
Another time. It's all right.
All right.
We're
How do you like the background? We moved our studio to a lake shore.
I didn't even catch that.
Isn't that nice?
Oh, that's my favorite.
Isn't that nice?
It
You
looks
just
like
want to
Hawaii.
just like it could be. I don't know where it is.
I
It's just
like
one
it.
of those.
It looks beautiful.
Hold on. This is like I gotta look out the window.
Yes.
Look at those waves. Yeah. Later today we'll go out and climb that mountain. We'll practice social distancing.
We'll
of
get
course.
on that, right, of
But,
course.
yeah, and we'll broadcast live from the top of it. Like we're gonna climb up the hill.
I can
See?
climb again. Well,
Right
ish.
there, all the way up to where you can't see.
Yeah, that.
What you also can't see is right there, right there. There's a whole plant, a pink plant with flowers going like this. But I chose not to show you because I thought it would be distracting. This is the only flower I want you to be looking at.
That is why I love him.
That's the only reason.
That's the only reason.
So where are we at? Okay, 14 more minutes.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I
yes,
would,
yes.
I wish we had, and you know, I may need to really think about this,
Okay.
incorporating the ability for people at home who have the means to join us on the show during this time, to create look, it's Lubna!
Lubna!
We
Wait, is
love
that
you.
is that a wave?
Huh?
Wait, Lubna, look, one drop. So
Oh.
our go
We
ahead.
have to tell the story.
Yes, please. Go.
Okay, so this morning, Tracey wants to wear this, which
Right.
we will explain in a moment.
Yes.
She's talked about it before on a previous show.
Several.
Longtime viewers will already know exactly what minute and second she did this, how long
She
she talked
memorized
about
everything.
it for, how many people were watching, and what the comments were up to that time. We have that level of historian out there. Anyway, so she wants to wear this morning, and she pulls it out, and ladies,
It is tangled mass time.
you know what I'm talking about. This is well, we won't take it off,
the
but it's a thin little
laborious-
chain.
yeah, it's-
it's not flimsy or anything. It's just one of those chains that is thin, and they get all knotted up.
Right.
And gentlemen, maybe you've been handed, and because obviously this room is filled with men right now.
Wait, I want to preface this by saying that this one drop did not come with this particular chain.
Oh, okay.
All right, it came with a really nice chain that I'm sure would never knot up, but I switched it because that one was a little bit too long and kind of
Put too much attention.
put too much attention in certain areas. So it's fine if I'm wearing something that's, on top of, but if it's like, anyhow, you get the idea. So oh, sorry.
That was a little
That was
ASMR.
right. Okay, anyway. And so, yes, this morning, and I thought, I really want to wear this, right? So I'm going to invest the time to sit here and detangle it as I pull, get little, pins to pull it apart, all
Yes.
that.
Oh, it
5
hurt my
minutes,
eyes
a
looking
good
at her doing
dedicated
it.
5 minutes of this, and I was just about to give up because I was at that end of, running out of time, and I just, so frustrated. And a miracle happened.
Okay, so she's holding it. Now I turn around. She's at this point,
Wait.
she's sitting on the.
After he said, we need a magician.
Oh, yeah,
mind
yeah.
you.
When it's this big knot, because we've seen so many freaking magic shows lately.
We have a lot of magician friends.
We should talk about that too.
Oh, we should talk about that.
But they're always like making knots disappear out of things.
Yes.
And I'm going, this would be the opportunity where the magician would go,
I
and
know,
it would just go away. So we had to
magically
giggle over
disappear.
that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you said that.
Yes.
So now later she's sitting on the edge of the tub, and I'm looking at her holding it with the knot still in it, and she goes, it's finally defeat. Like she's like done.
I surrendered.
It was surrender.
This
She
is-
goes,
this is a
now
good
let
point.
I wish I could explain how it looked. Knot over here. This one she had freed or something. I don't know. And she was like
Yeah.
this, and she goes, and the surrenders. I really wanted to wear this. She goes like this, and I watched the knot go.
I mean, in my lap, it just one side went that way, the other one went that way, and this was just perfectly in the center without. I mean, it was
We sat there and stared at each other.
right. Like, oh
for
my
a
gosh,
minute.
did we just witness this? This just really happened.
Because it's like
It's the little things, you guys. It's just the little things.
it was
It was a miracle.
such a visual like melt.
Yes, yes.
It was just like a freaking magic video or
was.
something like that. Would make the watch.
How did they do that?
I'm sure there's a
That's
perfectly logical
Which we'll
explanation.
get into the magic thing in a second, but for the point of why I wanted to wear this,
Fair enough.
thank you, is our friend Sammy Blundell, who has a company called Brand Builders.
Which is how we know Lubna.
Which is right, exactly.
pointing
It's
in the-
perfect.
I'm doing poorly.
What are you
This
doing?
is just a ploy to put my arm around you. Oh, look, Lubna's here.
Aww. So cute. So the whole idea of this is a drop in the ocean. We're all a drop in the ocean, right? We're individuals, but together we're a collective, and it's just such a beautiful meaning and a beautiful reminder of we are all one. And so, the conversation that we had yesterday with Jeanette and friends was that, we know Jeanette through Sammy's group, as well as Lubna and some other amazing human beings. And so I was like, I just really want to just honor that for a moment, and really just speak to it, because I think it's something that I'd like to really help share with our community as well as, the world.
It's the time.
And it is the time. It really is the time. We need those reminders that we are all one, that we're in this together, And so I was so distraught when I couldn't get
Right.
anyway, so it was perfect.
But
that
then
was
to
that.
surrender and then melt.
It was so great.
So the magic thing. So we live in Vegas, and before everything shut down, actually everything shuts down at noon. So all the non-essential businesses here in Nevada, all of Nevada, shut down in 3 hours and 9 minutes.
Right.
But last week things were still going on, and we had the chance to see Penn and Teller's Fool Us show taping, the season finale.
The season finale.
And so
cool. We
I'm
with
not
my
gonna-
mom
I'm not gonna-
and our friends Dan and Patty Hunt.
Yeah, well, you always have to mention
Always
the
have
Hunts.
to, of course.
Yeah, that's a whole other side story.
Oh, that is.
Anywho, so we're there, and we were like fourth row,
Yeah.
right up by the stage, and we're watching this thing. And there was a crowd. It wasn't to capacity or anything like that, because the virus people were starting to take it a little bit more seriously in terms of staying home and not doing events and stuff.
Not us.
But there was nothing official. So we went, and it was interesting because about 3/4 of the way, somebody had a medical emergency. I'll just say that.
Right.
And it delayed everything like 45 minutes to an hour.
Yep.
And this was already going to be a 4-hour endeavor. Taping a TV show is,
Laborious.
it doesn't happen in an hour.
Right.
So that put things behind, and it was really interesting. We stuck through the whole thing, but then at some point they just had to stop it before it was
abruptly.
done, just because of union
Yes.
and things like this, and how much it would cost to continue. So it's going to be interesting, because they're going to have to there's content that they talk about throughout the whole thing that
That
didn't
they
get
didn't get
to
filmed
do.
in front of an audience anyhow.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. A little behind the scenes. I hope they don't come after us on that one, but it's just kind of interesting. And the person. Oh, by the way, the medical emergency had nothing to do with coronavirus
No. Somebody had a diabetic insulin shock
thing. Yeah. Hi,
seizure.
Rohan. How
So
are
it's-
you?
Yes.
And Cher is here
Cher!
as well. Awesome.
So Cher, we're gonna get my mom a bed. So when you guys can when we can commune once again, you can check it out.
Yes. It's going to be so interesting. So now the 30 days hasn't even started yet here.
Today at noon, is that how it is?
Today at noon. And, but it's funny because, well, it's not funny. I talked yesterday about how this is kind of a smooth transition for me, because I've already been working online. and
We've been
relying
working online from home for years.
for a long time.
Right.
But also, it's almost a joke with people who watch Under a Tree and Bob Doyle Show, is the only place I ever talk about going or doing it is the grocery store, which is still open. So my life changes not at all.
It's true. It is true.
So-
except at the tire place, because we keep getting
That's right.
flat tires.
But if the only place I'm going is the grocery store, and I could walk to the grocery store if I wanted to.
yes,
It's close enough to walk to. So, yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
where I was going with that.
I don't either.
Who
but it's
knows where we
definitely-
go,
it
but
was-
we're all going together. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? Lubna, I'd like to hear what you're saying out there in the world, because you're all about fun. We should
Right.
find out. We should go jump on her timeline. You guys, click on Lubna's name and find out what she's up to, because
She's an amazing human being.
we all share the philosophy that there just certainly isn't enough fun being had in the world and in
Right.
your work and all that other stuff.
Need
And,
to have fun.
and now I'm telling you,
Fun more than ever.
I mean, it's like we got to keep ourselves light and creative.
Yeah.
And if it's, call it a distraction, if you will, but it's like we got to slow the momentum of any sort of panic thinking, and at least balance out practical thinking with, visioning or something. Like if you're not having inspired thoughts, if you're not creating something good, then then find something fun to distract yourself rather than going down the negative road, because that destroys and doesn't create. But I'm not saying, I mean, there are some practical steps to take that aren't panic driven. They're just,
Right.
Reasonable. And I'm not saying, so do those things.
Yeah.
Do those things for sure. But keep your mind and spirit and your attention into possibility. Because I've thought, it's just like when they closed it yesterday, and you've heard me say this, and this is nothing new. But I don't know what else they would do. I mean, if this is the nature of the virus,
I mean, I think, yes,
you
I
have
agree.
to do this.
I agree. I agree.
You have to do it.
I agree.
And
There's two other things I thought of. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no, that's okay.
No. This is a time too where pretty much we know everybody's going to be home. So those folks that you go, oh, I really need to connect with, I haven't touched base with in years. I really, this is the time.
Yeah, it's true. We have
Connect
such an
with one another.
opportunity.
Connect and take that time. You can do a phone call. You can do a Zoom call. You can, Facebook, FaceTime.
Yeah.
If you can do video, that's even better, because, that connection, as you're experiencing, is just so much more intimate.
We're going to learn as a species a whole new skill set.
Yes.
Of restricted living. Look, we get to go to the grocery store. We get our banks. We'll get food delivered to us. We can get takeout from restaurants. Guys, it's not that free. I mean,
Right. This is
the
not
economics of it.
like
suck for
100
the
years
people who
ago,
are-
not that, there was none of that.
Right. The people who are out of work, I am in no way minimizing that sucks. And the governor
But we want to
yesterday
help you
was,
fig out ways of
That's how we
staying alive,
That is how
and keeping things
right.
going.
We're not the experts on this,
No.
but we have years
We're
of
just
experience.
being
So we're
creative.
just trying to say, be open to just.
Right.
We just want to share, and you can do with it what you will,
Yes.
whatever we suggest, whether that's Fiverr or learning, how to do a whole business thing or whatever.
Right. So
But we
did you
need to
talk
be
about
thinking,
that?
What?
The business jumpstart?
No, I haven't talked about it yet.
So really quick, I'm putting this together now just because of the demand, but doing a 3-month mastermind where we get people set up with a business online, creating it with a CRM and
CRM, you should.
a customer relationship manager. It's a software tool that you can use to communicate with you. Create a community online, your emails and all of that. It's a system, and it's seemingly overwhelming when you're getting into it, but it's really not. It doesn't need to be complex. It can be simple, and that's my approach: is to as simple as possible for especially those techie people or non-techie people out there. Is I found a system that's user friendly, etc., and cost effective. So if you're interested, let me know.
Yeah, I mean, this is a way that Tracey, we're both looking for ways that we can, amp up our sharing of our skill sets.
Right, exactly, because we have been doing this for like decades.
And if we're home, I can't go speak, and there's lots of other
Right.
things. There's reasons to do this, but again, I'm seeing it like I was telling Tracey, like I have an uncommon, and this may sound bad, but like desire to really contribute and help and stuff. I know it sounds like I should always be that way, but and Bob Doyle from The Secret, you expect certain ways of being.
Right.
However, I'm saying that I feel more called than ever to like not necessarily be Bob Doyle from The Secret on this, but just be Bob Doyle and share what I know.
Right.
Because I love to live stream, and so whoever will listen. Right.
Podcasting, live streaming, online businesses. I mean, this is what we've lived for so long, and it's like a natural, oh my gosh, we can help people do this.
And encouraging you to do basically exactly the same thing.
Right,
You
exactly.
can go live. You can share your value.
Yes.
You can, figure out ways to do what you do remotely and all of these things. And these are the types of things that we just naturally help people with because we've been doing it so long.
Yeah.
So join the Luscious Living lifestyle community. because even though that's luscious living lifestyle is kind of about a different thing, this is a great way for us to launch as a community and kind of understand a whole new definition of what luscious can be in times like this, and how we can, start to feel that.
Luscious fun. So Lubna, I just wanted to touch base because she did comment back as we asked her to, right, is, there's so much fear and anxiety. It's true. I mean, right now this is unprecedented. We don't know. This has never happened before. And so there's that, but it is to keep the vibration high. It is to, remain positive and have a vision of what's on the other side.
It's finding that balance of what do you need to know.
Right.
And then what do you want to create in the midst of this? When we have this, everything's resetting.
Yeah, it's like a reset button,
It's huge reset
we
button.
turn off the power, hit it back on, and it takes a little bit for the computer or life to speed back up. And, sometimes you just need to do that. You need to power cycle. And that's what we're getting.
But the good news is, right now, there is no literal power cycle. We're having our utilities.
Right, exactly.
All
We
of
still
this
have
stuff,
all
they're not cutting off, they're not disconnecting service for non-payment. My understanding is in Nevada, they've stopped eviction proceedings and things like this. So guys, it's like people are stepping up. Communities, states, governments, they're actually stepping up in various areas. They're probably not doing everything you think they should be doing.
Right.
But what this happened so fast, and we've been seeing it coming, fine. But this is the reality, right? And it seems to me that they're doing their best.
I agree.
So in a very freaking difficult situation, how do you be the governor of a state and make this call? And knowing that the impact it's going to have. It's,
I understand.
Of any state, to be in that position
of any
to
country.
deliver that news. Yeah.
I mean, literally, this is a global community, and this is a global virus, and this is a global time for us to join together.
Yeah. It really is the biggest opportunity that I can be aware of, that as a world, we have this common enemy, if you will, a common cause.
Which isn't
we're all on the
another
same
human
page.
being. So we're not
Which
like,
is not a human.
it's them versus
It's not a human,
us.
it's not an ideology, it's not a religion,
It's
it's none of that. It's we got to stay alive, right?
Yeah. Take pause and collect ourselves. That's
All
exactly.
right, I'm starting the music.
All right, I guess we're done.
That's it. It's an hour, folks. That's all they pay for. Oh wait, they don't pay.
Well, that's okay.
That's right. Starting next week is behind the paywall, $2.99 an episode.
You're
All
so
right, not
pleased.
really. But maybe our ASMR show will do that. Who knows?
Anyway, we love you all so much, and good luck. Stay positive, and we're here if you need us.
Yeah,
Just let
well,
us
I'll
know.
be
Just
seeing you
reach
later
out.
today, no question.
Yeah, we're just gonna
like
keep
way sooner than
streaming
you
and
want to.